In this video, you're going to learn a simple way to buy property for 40 to 90% below market value in 5 simple steps. And we're also going to talk about why the traditional way of real estate investing is dying a quick death, and how if you don't adapt, you're going to be on the wrong side of the coin and nobody wants to be there. So this video is for you if you're frustrated with the methods that you've been using to try and find real estate deals. So my name's Dustin Hahn, and we use the strategies that you'll see on this channel to do 5 to 10 deals per month. And we really pride ourselves on being the real deal and not just teaching real estate from the point of what we used to do, but from the point of we do this stuff all the time. So before we get going, I have a gift just for watching. So what I have for you just for watching this video is a copy of our real estate contract that we paid our attorney $1,000 to create. I want to give it to you for free. It's good for wholesaling, fixing, and flipping. I also have this report called the 4 critical things to avoid when real estate investing and 3 hot tips to get deals. And I know people struggle with estimating rehab, so I have a rehab calculator that will give you as well. So there's a link below and you can go get that free of charge today. So unless you've been living in a rock with no electricity far away in the mountains, things have changed in the last year, and we don't need to go into it because you know what it is. Now, a lot of people have lost their jobs, and a lot of real estate investors are struggling as well because you see they're using the traditional ways of real estate investing. So that's why you need to know how to do virtual deals and traditional real estate deals, because as you know, while everybody was mandated to stay in their house, a lot of real estate agents and people doing traditional real estate, they had no idea how to do a virtual real estate deal. So this video is not about virtual investing, but it is to put it on your radar to realize that in moving forward this year, if you don't know how to do a virtual deal, you are absolutely going to get left behind. So you need to know how to document a property. You need to know how to send a contract virtually. You need to know how to get the property documented and photographed so that you have adequate information to make your offer. So if you're not doing that, you're going to get left behind. From there, if you're finding your real estate deals on the traditional methods like Craigslist, Zillow, realtors, going on the MLS and things like that, or word of mouth, to be honest, that way just doesn't work very well. In my opinion, you have 2 ways of doing real estate. Method 1 is what everybody does, and that is to pretty much pay full market value for a property. The average person who claims to be a real estate investor, when I say, how do you find your deals? They say, well, I look online on Craigslist, I talk to my real estate agent, and things like that can work if you're in a market that's rapidly appreciating, where you pay market value and then your equity goes up with the property. Now, the other way, which is my preferred way and which I will encourage you to do as well, is to get those deals before they end up on the mainstream areas like the Zillow and the Craigslist, and before they get to the realtors. So what you absolutely need is a way to get the properties creatively ahead of time. So we're going to go into 5 ways on how you can do that starting today. So if you like this channel, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. As they say, that would apparently help the algorithm boost this video to 10 million views. Well, maybe not. Maybe we'll get 1,000. But let's dive into what you need to do starting today in order to find these deals. So step 1 is you need a list of motivated sellers. That's no kidding, Captain Obvious. Sometimes I switch words around with a little bit of dyslexicness sprinkled in for you. We'll speak in code. But so you're gonna need a list of motivated sellers. And there's some very simple ways to go and do that. So for example, you can go to like PropStream or ListSource or RealtyTrack, And we're not affiliated with them, but you can go and get even free trials within the next 20 minutes, get a list of people who have a pain point. Like maybe they're in foreclosure or have a tax lien. And from there, there's other creative methods as well. Maybe you want to target people who have divorces, or maybe they have high equity and have lived in their house for a long time, or maybe they don't live in the property. So those are basically the entry-level motivated seller points that you need to be targeting. Now, if you have a different levels of the ocean, on top where all the big waves are, which is a rough ride, storms come and boats tip over, is the Zillows and the Craigslist and traditional ways. It's a rough ride. Now, just below the surface is this method. Now, we do more advanced levels that are further down, but we will not be able to get into that in this video, so let's continue on. So go ahead and get yourself a service to get these lists. You can get a free trial to many of these services. And if you haven't done so already, you're behind. If you're watching this video and you've already done that, then maybe this video isn't for you. Like they say, you try to make everybody happy, you'll make nobody happy. So the next thing you need to do from there is we need to contact these motivated sellers. Now, the most effective way these days is to use a text message. So you can go old school and just text message from your phone one by one. Or you can use a text messaging service to get these leads and send the text message to the motivated seller saying, hey, are you interested in a cash offer? Now, the text messaging method works extremely well because you get a very high response rate almost immediately. There's no waiting around. So you're gonna need a text messaging tool and a skip tracing tool from there, okay? Now, the other thing you can do when you skip trace the contacts that you've pulled from the database of, we call motivated sellers, but really they're people with a pain point, and there'll be a percentage of them that are motivated to sell, which is better than the other methods of doing real estate. So once you skip trace it, then you can go ahead and text message and see if they want an offer. Now, not every record is going to return a cell phone number for these people. For example, if you have 100 records, you might only get back 60 cell phone numbers. So from there, you have 40 contacts that have maybe landline numbers. You can straight up just pick up the phone and call. It doesn't cost anything to do that. Just a little bit of grit and a little bit of a hard skin to be able to deal with the people that might not be happy with your phone call. If you haven't done cold calling, you're not in the game. You need to learn the lessons that can only be extracted from that process, and then you can hire people to do it later, okay? So from there, step 4 is going to be to talk to the sellers and negotiate a price. And the best price to offer is generally 65% of after repair value minus the estimated cost of repairs. Now, how do you estimate the cost of repairs? That's where we have this rehab estimator form that has the average prices of material per square foot. This is in a spreadsheet. You just punch it in and we give that to you for free in the link below this video. So from there, if it's a good deal, step 5 is get it under contract. And well, we just happen to have one of those here for you too. Get under contract, and then that's where you go and find a buyer. Now, one of the things to kind of be aware of is there's a lot of people watching YouTube videos who are wholesaling, and wholesaling's great, but one of our philosophies is there's only room for one wholesaler per deal, and that's you. Because if there's more than one wholesaler, that's called a daisy chain, and the deal's probability of closing goes down, I would say exponentially, for every wholesaler that's involved. So you want to network and find guys that are buying in the market every single month. So we use these strategies all the time to wholesale, fix, and flip. Like this property we wholesaled for $32,000 profit using the exact contract that we give you. We just used a $100 earnest money deposit, and we also show you how to do some crazy deals. Like this is my favorite. We got this funeral home here for $6,100. This thing pays us $1,000 a month in rent, and it's worth 75 grand. One of our all-star favorite deals. So thanks a lot for watching. From here, what you can do is I actually have a more in-depth example of this video where you can actually watch me text message, and I'll show you the list that I pull. And then also I'll give you this stuff as well. So click the link at the bottom here and go check it out. There'll be an opt-in screen. You'll opt in for the video, and then I will email this to your inbox. And thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.